Recognize the member for London West.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I'm very proud to rise in support of the NDP motion to implement rent control on all units. Speaker, this government's decision to remove rent control from units built after 2018 and to stand by as tenants are pressured to move out of their units so that landlords can jack up rents by any amount they want is making life difficult for many in London West, but especially for those on fixed incomes, like seniors and people on social assistance. Patricia Jones is a senior who called my office because her anxiety about rent increases is keeping her up at night. She currently pays over $1,400 per month for her apartment, which is unaffordable on her fixed income. She has looked for cheaper alternatives, but with the average one-bedroom rent in London, almost $1,800 per month, she cannot find any rentals in decent condition to move to. Without real rent control, Patricia says she will not be able to afford more rent increases and doesn't know where she'll live. Another senior, Dave Clark, contacted my office to say seniors do not get pay increases. I have not received a raise on my company pension since I retired in 2011. It's very unfair to have some buildings under rent control, but not the latest built units. Dave has done everything he can to reduce his housing costs, including selling his house and moving to a newer apartment, but the lack of rent control on that unit means that his budget is uncomfortably tight every month. London West constituent Anita Zahn has a son on ODSP who pays 98% of his monthly budget on housing. She says there is no money for food, bills, medications, clothing, transportation, nothing. He is always 25 cents away from being homeless. Speaker, Rentals.ca just reported that rent for a one-bedroom apartment in London has increased 27% year-over-year. It's the second biggest jump in the province. How can Londoners living on fixed incomes be expected to absorb that increase? The reality is they can't, which is a big part of the reason that London has found itself in a very deep and serious affordable housing crisis. There is a real lack of housing options that meet the needs of seniors like Patricia and Dave and others living on fixed incomes like Anita's son. Speaker, housing is a human right. Londoners need housing they can afford. They need real rent control so they don't have to live in fear of losing their home when the next rent increase comes. I call on all members of this House to support our motion today. Thank you, Speaker.